In life, there are many things that are important and requires our attention, like our relationship with friends, building our career up, and taking care of our family. Those things are very important, and that makes us living in a very busy lifestyle. And like everybody else, same as I am. Right now, I'm experiencing that right now. Today, I would like to share my 5 tips on how to stay fit when having a busy lifestyle. Coming up. Hey, what's up guys, it's Max. I'm just an average working dude who is on my journey to find my max in physique transformation through a sustainable fitness lifestyle. I welcome you to follow me on my journey, and hopefully I can help you to find your max. Today's episode are brought to you by Find Your Max Workout Journal, and we will talk more about that later. All right guys, so today, as you can see, I'm in my car right now. I am out on the road, just busy, so I'm trying to meet my shooting deadline. So I decided to just take this message on the road, and I have an hour to kill in between, so I'm just gonna film this right now. So today I want to talk about how to stay fit if you are having a very busy lifestyle. Right now, my times are really fragmented. There are many things that requires my attention, my business. It's hard for me to really having a consistent workout schedule. Honestly, I just don't have enough time. So that really required me to really reshift my focus on how to stay somewhat fit, because I have worked so hard to get where I am now. I mean, I still want to get better, but right now I'm just in the transitional phase, so I cannot spend like 4 or 5 days working out. You know, that's just not practical. So I have to reshift all my thinking, and I come up with 5 easy steps, and that's the steps that I'm trying to implement that will help me trying to stay fit or try to stay in the progress, so I still stay somewhat fit. Alright guys, so the first tip I got for you is prioritize weight training as your primary training protocol. Most of us, if you have a busy lifestyle, you know, it's hard for you to go to the gym or actually having like 4 or 5 days of working out. If you have 4 or 5 days of working out, yes, absolutely, maybe you have some cardio days. I'm gonna assume that if you're very busy, you probably have maybe an hour or 2 to spare in a week to dedicate it to training. Now, during that time, I would definitely focus on strength training, because strength training can definitely increase your bone density, impact on muscle mass, and those are very important to us, right? In terms of our body compositions, the more muscle mass you got, the more calories that potentially you'll burn, and that's your resting metabolic rate will increase, so you could potentially eat more. And even if you're not doing anything particular, the more muscle that you have on your body, the more calories it will burn. So definitely I would prioritize weight training above everything else. Tip number 2 is to keep your workout simple but high intensity, okay? So because we only have so little time to actually work out, either in the gym or if you're having a home gym, you want to make sure you want to keep it very, very simple, okay? You don't want to waste so much time trying to warm up and doing a lot of exercise. Just keep it simple. Maybe like 3 or 4 exercise will be sufficient, but you want to make sure the intensity is high, okay? So example for you, right now I'm on this 5x5 training regimen. I'm using enough weights that I can only do like 5 times, and I will slowly add the weights as time goes. So I slowly progressive overload, going heavier and heavier every week. I would focus on compound movements, and compound movements are like squats, deadlift, bench press, you know, shoulder press, those kind of things. They work multiple muscle group at the same time, so you get more bang for your bucks, okay? Because we don't have enough time, so we want to make sure the investments that we put in, we have high return, okay? So high ROIs in our time invested. So keeping our workout simple as possible. You don't want to do any complex movements. I think we just keep it simple. 3 or 4 movements of compound exercise per training session, it's enough, and it should only take you about an hour or so to complete it, and that's why you want to make sure the intensity is somewhat high, okay? And that's my tip number 2. Okay, my tip number 3 is that during your busy schedules, try to keep active as much as possible, okay? So for example, if you are working in front of a desk or whatnot, try to, every time you take a break, maybe like every an hour or so when you take a break, just do simple light exercise. For example, do 5 squats, do 5 push-ups, do a couple lunges, do some stretches, right? Do some jumping jacks. That will kind of increase your heart rate a bit, but you're not to the point where you're like, you know, super tired. It's not meant to have a workout training session by all means. But what I'm trying to do is trying to get that heart elevated from time to time, okay? You're not like just sitting down all the times and just not doing anything. Another thing I would like to do is like in between, like I would try to go out for like a 5-minute walk. I know in tip number 1, I do say that focus on strength training. However, out of that training days, I think it's important to stay active, right? So if you are going out to go shopping or whatnot, for example, like take the stairs rather than the escalator or elevator, right? For me right now, every time I'm out on the road or whatnot, the way I stay active is just try to take stairs as much as possible. Sometimes I would just kind of doing some light jogging on the street from point A to point B. And if I'm waiting for something, I would do a couple squats from here and there, just to keep the blood flowing. That's kind of how I kind of keep my activity level up, right? Because I think right now most of my work are performed sitting down. I mean, either I'm in front of a computer or I'm just out driving. So definitely doing some light movements. Doesn't necessarily need to be exercise. You don't need to sweat. You don't need to get your heart really elevated. I think by just doing this couple simple stuff, actually keep my activity level up. And again, right, it's just good to get the blood flowing, so it make you feel good. Before we go to tip number 4 and 5, let's hear from our sponsor for the day, Find Your Max Workout Journal.
Find Your Max Journal can track 96 days worth of exercise with a special table of contents system, which can help you go back to your old exercise records with ease and clarity. We have sections for you to track your progress periodically so you can stay motivated. Find Your Max Journal is only on Amazon. The links are in the description down below. Now back to the topic.
So my tip number 4 is to pre-plan your week. And what I mean by that is, first of all, look at the next week's schedule and set out training days. And something that what I do now is I try to look at my next week's schedule and just predetermine what days that I'm gonna work out. And I'm gonna try to set those dates aside. So I block off those times and I try to work my schedules around it. I understand not everybody have the luxury of planning your own schedule, but I do think that's important. Just do the best you can. And also, I would pre-plan your exercise too. And you can definitely use the Find Your Max Workout Journal to pre-plan your workout. Right now, what I do is I will pre-write what am I gonna do on my training days. So when I hit the gym that day, I just need to warm up and get to working. I don't need to think about what I'll be doing, what I need to do. I would just focus on the workout routines that I have pre-planned. My final tip for you today is to either meal prep or to pre-plan your meals a week ahead of time. So one thing I see great success from is when I am meal prepping. What I usually do is I would, every Sunday when I was working in the casino, I would meal prep my lunch from Monday to Friday, and I would pre-plan it, and every day would be the same. And I would just prep it out, I put it on the Tupperware box, and I would take it to work and just keep it in the fridge. Now, this saves me a lot of time because all I need is about an hour or two, and cook everything in batches, cool it down properly, and assemble it in a Tupperware and just keep it in the fridge. And that will last you a week. Now, I understand not everybody like to have a meal prep. I understand that because, to be honest, it doesn't taste that good when it's microwaved. If I have a choice, I would like to have my meal cooked fresh, right? But in this case right now, we don't have time. We don't have the luxury of time. So you do what you gotta do to get by right now. Another thing you can do is just pre-plan your meal, right? I see so many people struggling to think about what to eat on the daily basis or on a meal basis, right? Every meal you're thinking about what should I eat? And I think just having a plan on what you're gonna eat. If you can pre-plan your menu ahead of time, that will actually save you a lot of time to think about it on a meal basis. Right now, what am I actually doing is every time I go grocery shopping, I pretty much eat the same thing. It's gonna be a chicken breast. I make sure I have some tofu in my house. There are vegetables in my house, and I'll get some dumplings, and I just cook it all up. And I don't even think about it. I just put it all, I cook it, and I eat it. Now, again, you don't need to be as bland as I am because I can eat the same thing over and over and over again. But if you want some changes, then you probably would need to spend more time pre-planning your meal. Depending on how much of a priority it is to you, try to stay in shape you know, try to stay fit. For me, I'm able to do that. I'm just sharing how I'm doing. But definitely, if you're able to pre-plan your meals ahead of time, and again, that would take care of a lot of decision making on a daily basis. And when you go grocery shopping, you know exactly what you're gonna buy. So it is super important. That helped me out a lot to save time. And when I'm super busy, having a busy lifestyle. In the world we're living in right now, I'm sure most of us have a very busy lifestyle. And you know what? I would like to hear from you. I would like to hear what is your tips to stay active or to stay fit in your busy lifestyle. Make sure to leave a comment down below and let me know. I would love to hear from you. All right guys, that's it for today's video. I hope today's video will help you out a little bit. If you're having trouble creating a sustainable fitness lifestyle that would help you out, that will benefit you in the long run, make sure to check out my playlist on how to create sustainable fitness lifestyle. You should be able to see that playlist right about now. All right guys, until the next video, peace.